Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're going to be doing a video on if Fox is better than RockShox. I'm filming this video the day after I filmed the If Industry 9 Makes the Best Wheel Set video, and it is again raining today, so if you hear any thunder or rain or lightning, please excuse it. I will try to speak loud so that that does not get in the way of your hearing experience during this video. Unlike the wheel video, this comparison is not really going to come down to preference or your discipline. It's going to come down to, you know, which company has the more pros versus cons. So Fox has a lot going for it right now, especially with their newer Stepcast model that they have been putting out since 2017, I believe now. That fork is extremely light, and everything that comes along with the Fox, its durability, its smoothness, and just its look, it already has that going for it. And especially when they dropped it down to low sub 3-pound fork, that's literally nuts with how amazing the performance is of the fork. So I've used both Fox and RockShox. I am sticking with Fox for the rest of my racing career, unless somebody is working on my suspension and is doing all the maintenance for it, so that I would not have the problems that RockShox have. I will stick with Fox forever. From my experience and a lot of people's experience that I've read and talked to, Fox is just way more durable in the long run. Although you do have to send it off to get it rebuilt normally. You can't really do it yourself unless you have the tools and the experience. You can pretty much get away with doing a RockShox yourself with, you know, your normal bike toolbox kit and just the seal kit and the fluids that go inside of it. You can't really get away with that in the Fox, but the durability and the long run on all the pieces and seals inside the fork is exponentially greater than any RockShox I've ever used. I used to have a RockShox Reba 120 mil on my on my training bike, and it was good until like 6 months in, and one of the seals blew internally, and it's a common problem with all the RockShox. They've yet to fix it. Surprise, you know, why would you fix it when it's making you more money in the long run, like the company itself. So it's a little shock inside the seal, and that seal blows and starts to let air through it, therefore letting the air out of the main chamber, and therefore causing the little like dust cap thing on the top of the fork where the stanchion goes into to blow off, and then it eventually stops holding air and loses all its compression because of that, and you wind up, you know, over the bars on a trail somewhere because you thought the shock was gonna do its job and it didn't. I've rebuilt mine 2 times, and I've sent it off 2 times. That I can go get it real quick. The RockShox that I'm talking about right now. I've rebuilt it twice. I've had RockShox itself rebuilt it twice. This is the fork. It's a RockShox Reba RL model, 120 mil. It came stock on my bike. Got a little lockout here, and now it's just shelf art, I guess you would call it, or wall art. Just hangs on the wall because that's really all it's good for. On my dad's hardtail that he that hangs on the wall right here because he doesn't ride it. He has a Sid World Cup with the carbon steer tube part, and he thinks the exact same thing. He has a Fox, just a normal Fox float on his full suspension, and he thinks the same thing, that the Fox is way smoother, and just, I'm pretty sure his Fox is even lighter than their carbon model that they have. And it's not even like it's just a normal Fox float 32. It's not the Kashima coated one, it's not the factory one or anything like that. And it's still lighter than the carbon Sid that he has on his hardtail. Now I currently am running, as I've showed in my training bike and race bike video, I run the Stepcast on my race bike, and I don't know if that's updated in the video. I have to check. I run the Stepcast on there because it's lighter and I didn't really need the lockout that much on there, or the electronic lockout. And then I put the electronic lockout fork on my training bike because it's a little bit heavier, and I just left it in the unlocked position and took it off the bike and put it on the training bike. And they are both the smoothest forks. The one is like pre-era to the Stepcast, so it's just a Fox Float Factory 32. And then the other one is a 2018 Fox Stepcast Factory fork, and it is absolutely nuts. It is so light. You can ride my training bike and my race bike, and my training bike is way heavier to pick up in the front end. It's only like a ½ pound or so, but it is so noticeable. Like the one with the Stepcast on it, the race bike, will come up like nothing when you're trying to do a manual or a wheelie or anything like that. The training bike, you got to give it a little extra oomph to get it up in the air, which really makes a difference when you're racing or anything like that, to just have less stress on your body and your muscles that you're using, and you're just putting out less work and less effort with a lighter fork up there. Like I said though, this is not a biased review. Nobody sponsors me, Fox or RockShox. Fox, hit me up. I'll leave the email in the description again. If you do want to sponsor me, it'd be dope. But neither of them sponsor me. This is just personal preference, all based on my experience. I still run a RockShox shock in my training bike, like the rear shock. That's only because I don't have the money to buy a Fox rear shock for my bike, and I'm pretty sure the rear shock in my training bike is dead, and I'm just limping it along every ride that I do. I just put air in it every time, and it gets the job done for the 3 hours that I'm on the bike, and then I just see it again the next day. On my race bike though, I do have the Fox, the ICTD electronic lockout factory shock. It's super nice, super light, super smooth. I haven't rebuilt either of the ICTD stuff, and I don't think the guy that I bought it from previously did, and it is running super strong for being like 5 years old probably now, which is crazy. And the RockShox died in like 6 months of use, which is horrific. And it would die every 6 months with the same seal problem because RockShox never fixed it. And as a business person, I totally see why. It's making them more money to sell seals and stuff like that probably than it is for them to have their engineering team fix the problem, because why would you want to do that when you can make more money? It's like Apple versus Samsung. That's really it. I think I've compared all the pros and cons. For Fox, it's going to have more durability, way smoother. I wish I had all the videos from Nationals in 2017 or 2018 snowshoe. All the Fox bikes going down like the Big Rock Garden at Nationals were 20 times smoother, no matter what frame it was. Just the Fox suspension, which is extremely smooth over the rock sections, and the RockShox would just look so rough and just not fluid at all. And like I said, the durability, I haven't even done anything with the two shocks, the two Foxes that I have and the Fox shock. The RockShox shock is just dying every day, and the other shock has been rebuilt 4 times and it's still dead on the wall right now. So that speaks for itself. The SID that we have, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily had a problem, but my dad hasn't ridden it enough to have a problem. It's probably been ridden maybe like 10 to 20 times since we've owned it. We've owned it for, I don't know, solid 2 to 3, 4 years maybe. I don't know now. And then the weight, Foxes are lighter. I don't know what else to tell you. They are. They look cooler, like way cooler. An orange or a white or a black fork with whatever decals you can think of, thanks to their, I believe it's called Stickered, the website or whatever it's called that Industry 9 all them use. Pretty sure that's it. Fox is superior. I'll tell you that right now. And you can argue with me about it in the comments. That's all based on my experience. Like I said before, nobody paid me to make this video. If they did, it'd be super dope, but they didn't. Fox is a superior suspension company. I mean, you literally have to trust them anyway. They make suspension for cars, everybody, all these kinds of things, and they make amazing bike suspension. If anything, RockShox should be the ones that are like, crushing the suspension game in general, because they only do suspension. Like that's all. They only do suspension for bikes. That's all they do. They focus strictly on bike suspension. Fox has millions of lineups. They have cars. They have bikes, they have motorcycles, they have side-by-sides, all that kind of crap, and they're still superior. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys want to see more epic content, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.